I banned my brother's cheating girlfriend. Years later, she's still playing victim.
Don't you try to play the victim.
My 31 female sister-in-law, 34 female, has been a thorn in my side for almost 2 decades. When I first met her in my middle school years, I idolized her for being older and cooler. Except when I met her, she wasn't dating my brother, 33 male. She was dating his best friend. By the way, this comes from user DepthNational5315. And if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. So, my brother and I have always been extremely close and share a friend group, so I was often with some of his friends. D also started coming around frequently. Not too long later, D had caused some chaos within the friend group, cheating on her boyfriend with my brother, cheating on my brother with his best friend, and slowly making her way around the rest of his friends, spare one.
Whoa. Spare that one. Spare them.
Only one was spared from the wrath of D. As you can probably guess, my adoration for her quickly dissipated. Her true colors continued to show more and more. D has no filter and says very rude and inappropriate things to myself, my family, and our friends constantly. Most friends actually distanced themselves from my brother because of her. She became more insufferable as time went on. This caused my brother to get booted out of a house that he was renting with his friends. They ended up getting an apartment together, and by they, I just mean my brother. D didn't work, doesn't drive or know how, and just went to school. My brother had to rearrange his work schedule to drive her to and from classes, pay for the apartment and everything that comes with it, and had to cook and clean because with school she was too busy. It was hard to watch and even harder to be around. Oof, God, you hate a relationship like that. She had rules, like not being able to get a glass of water if we came over because we didn't pay rent there, and would scold my brother if he did so anyway.
What?
No water?
No water.
No water.
Imagine if, like, every time someone came over to our house, we were like, no water.
She would also make very rude and snide remarks anytime she was around anyone, saying things to me specifically like, you probably shouldn't have kids or you might pass down a lazy eye. My eyes are perfectly fine, by the way. Or, I think your mom could have mistreated you more, to be honest.
I think you could shut up.
Who is this lady?
I think you could shut up. Shut your face hole.
Stinky. You're so ugly on the inside. I can't imagine
like a troll.
The rot within you. She also told my baby cousin, who was struggling with an eating disorder, that she should quit after high school so she doesn't lose her prime years of being skinny. Needless to say, I was less than a fan of her.
Yeah.
Not too long later, I got a call from my brother, who was beside himself because he walked in on her cheating on him. I was relieved, to be honest, but I listened and reassured him that he didn't deserve any of it. He was heartbroken for months, but during that time, we got closer than before, and his friends started coming around again. Months later, they reconnected. I was close enough with my brother to let him know that I don't condone cheating or the hurt she put him through, and I don't think it's a very smart idea. I told him I'd support him no matter what, but I didn't want to be around her. I reminded him that it wasn't the first time she'd done it either, seeing as that's how they had gotten together in the first place. You gain it, you lose him how you got him.
Yeah, your brother also sucks, man.
You lose him how you got him. He reassured me he would be fine. Conspiracy theory.
He's not fine.
He's not fine. Weeks went by and my parents were out of town. I lived with my dad and stepmom at the time, and my brother asked if he could come stay at my dad's while they were gone to get some peace from his roommates. I agreed, but didn't realize he would bring her. I immediately and immaturely confronted her and yelled at her to get off my property and that she would not be staying there. Things escalated physically and they ended up leaving. Fast forward to now. I live out of state and come home for holidays. This was my first Christmas home with my fiance. Though he's been home with me before, this year was special to me because Christmas is my favorite time of the year. It has nothing to do with gifts, but everything to do with my very big, very loving family. Every year we go to my dad's for Christmas Eve, open presents with our immediate family, and then head to our cousins to eat, drink, play games, and spend time together. And be merry. Yeah, we've got another person here who enjoys Christmas time.
Me too.
Christmas time is here. Sophia loves the cheer. This year, I was kid-free. My kiddos were with their dad, my ex-husband. Even without kids, it's a lot to plan and execute a trip because I normally only get to stay for a day or two after factoring in travel time and my work schedule. I forgot my niece's presents back home. I asked my brother if he could resend me her list so I could run to Target, buy her gifts to open, and mail the rest. They ended up having the exact same gifts except one, so I got everything, wrapped them up, and headed to my dad's. I was greeted by my younger brother, 25 male, my dad and stepmom, and my older brother and niece showed up right after me. Dee was nowhere to be found, and my brother explained that her parents were in town and staying at their house, so she stayed behind to entertain them. My family is very welcoming and wouldn't have minded having them, but her family is not.
Shocking.
Shocking that her family sucks and
Her
your family
also
rocks.
sucks.
At my brother and sister-in-law's wedding, her family set up 2 tables to split the families, then had my brother and Dee sit with her family in seats that made their backs face my family. They did not speak to us the entire reception. Whack. We opened gifts, and my niece was glued to me, which was great because I don't see her often and was missing my kids. We enjoyed the rest of the night and our trip. 6 days later, I received a text from my older brother stating that I was the reason Dee didn't come to Christmas. Oh, boo frickin' who. That I offended her and they no longer wanted to be around my children or have me around theirs.
Well, I don't want to be around D, so.
Yeah, shut up,
now,
Dee.
Now you're getting on the.
Shut up, Dee.
Win
Yeah, literally,
freaking
shut up,
win.
D.
Shut up, D.
Just say, shut up, D. Yeah, see, now you're Always Sunny's fan.
I was very confused because I honestly don't care to talk to Dee at all, let alone converse about her. He explained that my little brother's girlfriend, Laura, who I'm very close with, brought up the story of our altercation, and Dee was embarrassed and upset. I called Laura and she explained that Dee was actually talking negatively about me to her. Laura simply agreed that she knew we weren't very friendly and explained she knew about the altercation, clarifying that my little brother was actually the one who told her. I called my brother and explained that I was not the one who brought this up to Laura. I also didn't appreciate that Dee was speaking negatively about me and was now upset because she didn't like something that was said about her. The difference was that she was talking about me in the present, while our situation happened in the past, something my brother and I had already hashed out years ago. I told him I didn't understand why Dee couldn't just talk to me herself. We are grown adults. We have each other's contact numbers, and we have been pretty cordial for years now. I let him know I would apologize, but I wasn't going to do that through a middleman. Right, because we're adults, not 12-year-olds in our first year of middle school. Like, speak to each other like adults.
Use your big boy pants.
A week went by and Dee never contacted me. I did send her a text stating that I'd love to talk things out, but would prefer not to do it over text because it's very impersonal. I told her if she wanted to wait until I was back in town at the end of the month, she could, or she could call me. I got no response. And really, can I just say, like, why is her brother staying with her?
I don't know. She
Like-
seems like she's just the worst.
Oh, they have kids.
Yeah, that's why.
Now, it's February, and I get a call from another family member who had recently flown to our home state to visit. She informed me that Dee and my brother could do nothing but talk about me, my family, and my children, and how horrible I was. My family is not very fond of her and shut it down immediately. At this point, I reached out again, reiterating that I think this is a personal matter between her and I, and I'd appreciate it if she would talk to me instead of everyone else. I get a response 2 days later with paragraphs upon paragraphs. The first paragraphs stated how she will not bite her tongue at the disrespect and that she knows I was just hoping she would get over it because I haven't reached out to her. She literally reached out to you, numbskull. What are we talking about? Are you a
Use your
dunce?
brain.
What are we
Do you
doing?
have a little dunce cap? Silly.
Are you late for your party at the Dunce Hat Factory?
Ooh,
Where you're
burn.
the number one customer, constantly buying
Is
one
the
every
dunce-
day?
Is the dunce hat factory on fire? Because you just got burned.
I just went to the Dunce Hat Factory and everyone there knew you.
Ooh.
The second paragraph tells me how immature I am and how tough I must feel. That even back then, I wasn't protecting my brother from her, and that I created the cheating narrative in my head and must be projecting. Otherwise, how did my marriage fail? He was That's how. She said after finding out that I'm pregnant with a daughter, she hopes for her sake I don't go through with it because I'll end up like my mother, which again, I have 3 perfectly healthy, happy children that I've raised pretty much on my own. And finally, she said I'm a pathological liar because I never sent my nieces Christmas presents, which again, if you missed it, she opened the same exact ones on Christmas Eve, which she would have known had she been there. And I hadn't sent the other one that the store didn't have because I had received the text from my brother cutting me off from my niece. But also that I'm trying to manipulate her through her daughter because I bought the most expensive gifts on her Christmas list registry, which I do because they have 1 child and have to buy for my 3. So it only seemed fair to spend a decent amount.
So she is giving gifts.
This person's trash and your brother's a fool.
Yeah.
And I would just wait for the niece to get to the age where she has autonomy, and then you can establish a relationship with her.
You don't have to deal with this terrible, terrible D character. D-list
Shut
character.
up, D. By the way, if you want us to shut up, too bad. Because we have full episodes with stories just like this, and we talk all about it on iHeartRadio, on Spotify, on Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen. Just search OK Storytime, the name of this show. And there you will find 50 consecutive days. That is 24 hours times 50. That's how many hours worth of stories we have for you to peruse. So, chop chop. You've got a lot of catching up to do. We do have a little bit more story.
Let's go into it.
Let's just finish her off. At that point, my gloves came off. I did tell her I will not be responding to half of those comments. I told her that the word immature being thrown around so ironically here, since she is in her mid-30s and can't have a conversation with me about something that's been upsetting her from 12 years ago.
Yep.
I let her know that I respect how supportive my brother is of his wife, but I do not care for her, and only apologized out of my love for him. I also let her know that it will be a blessing if she uses me as an excuse not to come to family functions anymore, because it won't bother me either way. I'll always be welcomed because it is my family. And lastly, I listed all the friends and family that she has pissed off and why, and assured her 99% of them would agree that out of the 2 of us, I'm not the problem.
I think they would agree. You're probably going to get an award for making sure she doesn't come back.
Slam dunk. You said, by the way, whole family would agree with me too. Boom.
Come on.
Shut up.
You, man.
And welcome to the gym.
But that is the end of that story.
That is the end of that story.